This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Drive to deep center field. Going back, Hernandez at the track, right to the wall. Gone! Elvis Andrus!
And 29 other MLB clubs.
High drive, deep left field. Nino left the building.
Guerrero lifts one to left field and gone! Oh, Tony, that was a moonshot out there in the right center.
Alonso defends his title, the 2021 Derby champion.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from OPS Plus to juiced balls to game-changing moments. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us next from the town, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to A's Cast Live. For everybody listening on the stream, if you're watching on YouTube or A's Cast, happy 4th of July, one of the great days on the baseball calendar where we've got a home game. This is like the first time in like the last 5 years we have actually been at home. Going to have a firework night, which is going to be absolutely spectacular. It's a beautiful day here in Oakland as it's the start of a 3-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays, and then we're going to have 3 games against the Houston Astros. Remember, it's a very light schedule, July at home for the Athletics. Great show for you today. One of the great voices of baseball and just in broadcasting in general. Dan Shulman for years has done the Blue Jays. You also know him for all his work, Sunday Night Baseball for years on ESPN, all the college basketball, college football that he has done on ESPN. The great Dan Shulman is going to be here. Stephen Piscotty will stop by the set here on A's Cast Live to talk about his return from the DL, what his expectations are for the rest of the season, and also Mark Appel, former number 1 overall pick by the Houston Astros out of Stanford, did make it, and then has resurrected his career back with the Phillies. It's an amazing story. They were roommates. At Stanford, we'll talk to Stephen Piscotty about that. And then the TV face of the Athletics, the great Glenn Kuiper, will be here at 4 o'clock. So Dan Shulman at 3:15, Stephen Biscotti, after BP-ish is what we like to say, which we have no idea. You can see BP. You can see everything that's going to be going on here on the field. That's the great part about doing A's Cast Live and putting it on YouTube, putting it on Twitter. And if you're listening, you're going, I'd like to watch it, we'll just go to the A's YouTube page, and then you can check it out. It lives there. You can watch it anytime you want. Or you go to our I should say it lives on our YouTube page. Did I say that?
Yeah. You're correct.
And then you go to Athletics Cast 24, and you can watch it there also on Twitter. So it depends where your social media, where you like to hang out. You hang out on YouTube, you hang out on Twitter. You can find us there, and you can watch this as it gives you a very unique view of what it is like. Nobody's in the stands right now. There's people out there tailgating for 4th of July. You get to see how the players train. We got the bullpens going down here with Scott Emerson. We've got players warming up, and we're moments away from the action that you'll start to see. And when we play any type of taped interviews, we'll show you the players actually taking BP. We got the Toronto Blue Jays are out here now. Matt Chapman has just spoke to the media. I believe he's actually speaking to the media right now. We're supposed to have Matt Chapman tomorrow here on A's Cast Live. Will be interesting. We're not going to give him the stat that the commander has come up with about our old friend Matt Chapman, which is a little telling, a little scary. I'm going to allow you to tell it because you came up with it. I mean, I'm going to allow you to be – I'm nothing but positive on our nation's Independence Day. You can be negative, Nancy.
Well, if you want to be positive, then let's start with the most positive thing you can start with on 4th of July. And it's number 15 for –
Let me set this up.
All right.
I've heard a lot about, and we've talked a lot about, the greatest athletes in Bay Area sports history. To me, if we're going to talk about the greatest, you have to be from here. So, Willie Mays, you're out. Joe Montana, you're out. I'm ready to throw Ricky Henderson out. He wasn't born here. Grew up here, wasn't born here. But we are on Ricky Henderson Field, so we have to throw him in here because he came here, 2 years old or whatever.
Yeah, 2 years old.
So, Ricky, you just barely made it. But, a lot of these guys we talk about, the great Jerry Rice, you're not in it. All those great Raiders, you're not in it. Warriors, Steph Curry's not from here. Klay Thompson's not from here. Rick Barry's not from here.
Draymond Green's not from here.
It's not Draymond's fault anyway. Even though everybody's still trying to blame him for I don't even know what.
Future Warrior Kevin Durant's not from here either.
Kevin Durant, rumors about wanting to come back to the Warriors. By the way, that is
6 years ago today.
If the NBA could be any more played out of the just petulant drama and just what these guys are really like, I do not miss covering the NBA at all. These guys, oh my God. But I mean, am I missing anybody? We talk about the greatest of all time.
No, I think you got everyone, but you have
Joe Dimaggio. You were a Yankee.
And an ace coach, not a player.
I mean, you talk about the greatest athlete in the history of Bay Area sports. Johnny Miller, you're not in here with your two championships, your U.S. Open and your Open Championship. No, I know I'm leaving some people out because I've done this on Talk Radio before. We are giving you the greatest Bay Area athlete of all time. It's undeniable. And yes, he is a San Jose State Spartan. Hit it.
Down, but for now, George takes us home with Joey Chestnut.
Wounded, but very much alive, Joey, with another title.
Holds in that last one.
How many?
The final dogs get counted up. Wash it down. Joey Chestnut unofficially.
Wash it down.
63 hot dogs and bun.
That's
a
it.
Winner by 20. Title number 15 for the greatest eater of all time.
The greatest competitive eater, the greatest Bay Area athlete, and a San Jose State Spartan. Did America proud. He brought home the hot dog eating contest championship, the mustard belt, as they like to call it. Truly the biggest event on the 4th of July in professional sports. And Joey Jaws is your champion. I'm just disappointed that 63 is a ho-hum effort. I know Joey Chestnut. I will try and get him on the program.
Yeah, friend of the pro. We've had him on a couple of years ago.
I've actually had beers with him before. This was a pedestrian. I know he had the bad knee coming in. He was playing hurt today for our country. But 63, what's his record like? 70-something.
I want to say 76 might be his record. I didn't look it up, but I know it's in the 70s. High 70s.
So he basically just cruised through this today. This was like no competition whatsoever.
Not at all. I mean, 63 hot dogs, won by 20. He also fought off a protester on the stage mid-hot dog eating
That
contest.
is the greatness of Joey Chestnut, that he can take on protesters, he can take on non-Americans, he can take on Americans. He is one of the great Americans in 4th of July history, Joey Chestnut. I mean, he just walked up on me. Pick up the mic, let's go. You scared me when the greatness that is Ken Korak shows up.
You said I had a standing invitation.
All right,
I figured on July 4th, what better day to spend some time with you on your show?
When I think of America and Ken Korak, I think of July 4th.
You know, July 4th means a lot in baseball. And I think you and I have talked about this, especially in the minor leagues, where if you get a really good crowd, that is such a big thing in the minor leagues. And when I started in A-ball up in Rohnert Park and you'd have a fireworks show after the game, people would flock to the ballpark. So that's a big thing. So it's the tapestry is kind of woven together.
And I think also, too, where people don't do fireworks shows like they used to. I just remember growing up, and I remember not that long ago when my kids were young, like in San Jose, there were different spots in the city to go watch fireworks. We don't really have that as much as we used to. So a place that you can guarantee you have fireworks tonight here in the Bay Area is right here at the Coliseum.
And it's always been the best around, too. And it's unique in that people can go on the field and watch the fireworks from there, Chris. Now, this is a little unusual for us to literally be having fireworks on July 4th.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's been on the 3rd, right?
Yes.
We were kind of joking about the traditional July 3rd fireworks at the Coliseum. But, of course, we were in Seattle yesterday, and here we are on the 4th.
Yeah,
with the Blue Jays, and they celebrated Canada Day on Friday. They had 44,000 people at the Rogers Center on Friday for their game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I was watching I saw they aired a couple of their games against the Rays because they were big games in the AL East. So preparing for our game, I was watching those games, and they come in here not thrilled because the Rays, who have been struggling, got their groove back there at the Rogers Center against Toronto.
And, the Blue Jays won the first 2 games of that series, and then Tampa Bay won the last 3. They literally knocked Kevin Gausman out of the game in the doubleheader on Saturday with a line drive off his ankle. He went just 2 innings. I know you have Dan Schulman coming up here in a second, and he can give you a much better rundown on their club.
A Blue Jay rundown?
But I really like watching their guys play because they have young stars. They're fun to watch. So it's going to be a good matchup these next 3 days here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've talked so much, and we've talked with Dan about this as he's waiting in the wings here about, when these guys start to grow up, the terrific athletes that they have. These guys are budding stars.
Absolutely.
You're going to see quite a few of them in L.A. at Dodger Stadium. They're growing up, and the names, from their fathers. Remember, I just watching the games over the weekend on MLB Network. They had the Guerrero bobblehead, dad and son, pretty cool. So
and Dad was there.
Yeah, for I guess
throughout
a couple
the first
games.
pitch, right? So, yeah, it's cool. So I'll defer to Mr. Dan Schulman. It's one of my favorite.
We're getting
one of my favorite people in the game here.
Back to back, great voices of the game here, and Dan Schulman and the great Ken Korak.
Embellish a little bit, man. I'll talk to you at 5:10.
It's like you guys are going to be here for a hot minute and back on the road again.
That's true, and I'm actually going on this trip.
You are making the trip,
which is a headline, right?
Wait, where is the trip?
Texas.
Oh wow, you're doing that trip?
I am.
Oh, you got to go see your swing coach. That's what it is. I know.
I thought about that, but
I know Ken Korak.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I think I'll have to arrange that, man.
All right, well, we'll have you back real soon.
Sounds good, buddy.
The great Ken Korak here on a 4th of July as we're getting you ready for the A's and the Blue Jays. Dan Schulman, who we're going to have on here as he's been a good friend of the program for many years, coming on, does a great job. Not only on ESPN, and we mention all the time on college basketball, college football, longtime voice of Sunday Night Baseball, now doing the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays come in here as a very interesting story. The whole AL East is an interesting story when you think about it. And come on now, because we're now on video. We're now doing this
Oh, where
thing.
am I? Okay, there we are.
We're now doing it
Good
on
thing I dressed for it.
We're on YouTube. We're on
Really?
Twitter. We're just not streaming anymore. We've
Nice.
graduated really.
Well,
a little
congrats.
bit.
Congrats.
How are you?
I'm good. It's great to be here. I have not been here. I think the last time I was here was the wild card game. What year was that when Manaea pitched against the Rays? Is that right?
19,
was that right?
18?
2019. 19.
Yeah.
I think it's the last time I've been here. So we're just glad to be anywhere. We didn't do traveling. We didn't travel at all for 2 years, right? Because of the border thing.
Yeah.
So we're glad to be everywhere these days.
Yeah, and I remember when we were talking to you on A's Cast Live about, for you just to leave Canada to go do your work that you do for ESPN, then you'd have to go back home and you had to quarantine.
For 14 days.
Life has been so different for you guys north of the border, and we're still talking about teams that go in with unvaccinated players can't play.
Though, the unvaccinated guys are not crossing the border. Are not coming to Toronto. I mean, there is, and nobody knows this, there is a law in the U.S. about that as well, that if you're not an American citizen and if you're not vaccinated, you can't come to the U.S. So Vladdy and Gurriel and Teoscar, they wouldn't be able to do it if they weren't vaccinated. So the law actually goes both ways, but everybody's focusing on the players who aren't coming to Canada. So for the Blue Jays, listen, it's not, it's a federal law. It's got nothing to do with them. And for 2 years, they were at a significant disadvantage being nomads, moving around, not having a home. So, and they can't sign or trade for unvaccinated players. They can't have anything to do with those players because they wouldn't be able to play in Canada, obviously, right? So
thought about that.
So everybody thinks about it just on one side. So, but we don't even talk about it that much anymore. Like we know whenever any team comes, I would say some teams have not had any unvaccinated. I think the peak was 4. I can't remember what the A's had. It was so long ago now. It was 3 or 4. I think
there's
3. A's. Yeah, 3. Yeah. So the peak was 4. It's one of those. It is what it is, So there's still a pandemic going on, and I mean our borders are. If you're vaccinated, the border's totally open. You can go back and forth, do whatever you want. But if you're unvaccinated, there's still some issues going both ways. So.
I mean, you bring up a major point, which obviously, as you said, we're over here in America not thinking about it. But you're trying to win a World Series. You could have a guy that you've pinpointed and you say, I want that guy, or there could be guys trading inside the organization. If they're not vaccinated, they're no good to you.
They're no good to us.
I mean, that's the start of the conversation between GMs.
Right.
Then.
Well, I will tell you this. Kirby Snead is an Oakland A. He's not a Toronto Blue Jay anymore. It's not a coincidence he was in the trade. So he couldn't be a Toronto Blue Jay this year. He was one of the guys who did not come to Toronto in April because he's not vaccinated. But to me, even it's interesting from a Yankee, Red Sox, Rays point of view. Like, what if the Red Sox are in Toronto for a playoff series in October? What if the Rays are in Toronto for a playoff series in October? Because the wild card round now is a 2 out of 3, but all of the games are in the ballpark of the higher seed. So for the Red Sox, for example, again, I don't want to make too big a deal out of it, but I'm just answering the questions you're asking.
No, it is a big deal because the Red Sox, if I remember correctly, reading in the old notes, they had multiple relievers that couldn't come to the series.
Tanner Houck was not there, and Jaron Duran, their center fielder, was not there. Cutter Crawford was not there, but I think he's on the IL. He's come off the IL. And I believe it has been reported Chris Sale, who's not yet on the active roster, but will be, that he's not vaccinated. So Seattle, Robbie Ray. I was on Twitter like 3 weeks before Seattle came to Toronto, and I saw Robbie Ray posing for a picture with the Cy Young Award. And I went, well, that's odd. Why wouldn't he get the Cy Young Award in Toronto? Because they're coming here when he won the Cy Young Award. And then I said, he ain't vaccinated, and he didn't come. Now, if you're a starting pitcher, you can manipulate it a little bit, move a guy around so he misses the series. But for a playoff series, obviously, you can't do that. But again, the Blue Jays, not that they're distancing themselves from it, but they're playing by the rules that are in place, just like they played by the rules that were in place the last 2 years when they had to play games in Dunedin and Buffalo. There's no question they were at a competitive disadvantage the last 2 years. And listen, obviously they're at a bit of an advantage this year if Tanner Houck and Jaron Duran and Chris Sale aren't coming to Toronto. But, again, that they're worrying about them, about their team, and just trying to play the best baseball they can play. So.
Your voice is so iconic. And I know you downplay it, but, for us, people have been in sports talk for a long time. We've played your highlights for so long. And,
you're making me sound old here.
And I've been in the business a long time
I'm
myself.
oldish. I'm not quite old. But yeah.
But I think about it, your time at ESPN, not only your time with the Blue Jays. And I just think about, there are nights when we get done. I mean, you guys are way done, and I'll get done, and I go in, and I have my studio at home, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm watching Quick Pitch, and I'll be doing whatever, and boom, your voice comes up as they're doing the highlights. I mean, just what does that mean to you as all your work that you do have one of just your voice is so recognizable that our fans, even here on the West Coast, they know who you are?
So honestly, I never, ever, ever think about it. This is what I do, and the fact – I get that I've worked for ESPN. So whether you're in Oakland or Seattle or Miami or New York, whether it's baseball or college basketball, like I've been out there, but I don't, it's my job. It's what I do. I go and I call the game, and then wherever that goes after that is a different thing. But it's funny. Sometimes, there are people in the U.S. who only know me for baseball. There are people in the U.S. who only know me for basketball, which to me is kind of funny. There are people in Toronto. So I started my career in Toronto. Then I went full-time to ESPN, and then I came back. I was gone, quote, gone, about 15 years. So a lot of people in Toronto have no idea. I come back, and it's like, who's this American guy coming to do Blue Jay games? And I'm like, ask your dad. He'll tell you who I am, So, yeah. But I don't get caught up in all that. Everybody knows who they know. They follow who they follow. They watch what they watch. But I've been really, really lucky. Like between baseball and college basketball, two sports I just love. To have the experiences that I've had it's really been a great ride.
Because the reality is the college basketball crowd is far different from the baseball crowd.
Oh yeah. In different parts of the country, like in Indiana, I'm a basketball guy, but in I don't know, pick a city, maybe for the in St. Louis, right? Because I did back in those days, in my ESPN days doing baseball for them, did a zillion Cardinal games. I'd be a baseball guy. So, but again, I got enough to worry about without focusing on how I'm viewed or who, that kind of stuff. So I just, I like going to the ballpark or going to the arena, punch the clock, do the game, go home, lay low, rinse, repeat. Just do it again.
The national holidays are big in our sport. And I was watching your guys' game against the Rays on Canada Day. You were on MLB Network.
Oh, really? They showed ours? I didn't even know that. They showed us on
I watched two of getting ready for our game,
Yeah.
I'll sit there and watch MLB Network. You guys had first game of the doubleheader on Saturday, was it? Was it Saturday?
Well, Canada Day was Friday.
It was Friday. That game was on,
Yeah.
and I want to say the first game of your doubleheader
Well, that's
was
good
on.
because it seems to us kind of whenever, our game is on MLB Network. It always seems like they use the other carrier, like there's some don't use the Canadian show kind of thing. But so I'm glad to hear we were on.
That's how
I didn't even know we were on.
That's
so.
the only reason why I knew that there was the Guerrero bobblehead. It was
the Vlad and Dad. Yeah, that's right. Oh, so you heard me promoting the hell out of that.
Yes, yeah. I was there.
There were people. So that game Saturday, the first game started at noon Toronto time. At 8 a.m., there were thousands of people lined up because they were giving away 15,000 of those. But they were going to get a crowd of 40,000. So that means 25,000 unhappy people. So I got down there, noon game, I got down there 8:30, 8:45, and I mean, it was lined up around the ballpark. So obviously Vlad Jr. is a huge deal. Vlad Sr. played for Montreal, and that's a thing in Toronto. It's still Canada. They wear the same number. They have the same name. Senior was in the ballpark. He threw out the first pitch. Junior caught it. It was a good vibes day. It was really fun. So, our fans love bobbleheads, and this the Vlad and Dad one I think is the most popular one we've ever had.
So when you think of the holidays, Canada Day, now 4th of July, baseball. Just what does it mean as a broadcaster being on and knowing that these days mean so much to these countries?
Right. So Canada Day is huge. The Blue Jays wear red. Everything in the ballpark is red. All the graphics and everything is red. I think the CN Tower is lit up red. And we really dig Canada Day there. Like, Canadians are not all that good at saying, hey, look at us. That's not kind of our style. But Canada Day, we kind of let it go a little bit, Yeah. And listen, no country is perfect. But I think most Canadians love Canada, and I'm one of them, and love being from Canada. And we kind of blow it out that day pretty good. And it was really fun. And on Canada Day, the day before, the giveaway was a red Springer Blue Jay jersey. So everybody was wearing red in the ballpark. And then 4th of July, whether it's for the Blue Jays, but more for ESPN, I've done a million of 4th of July games. And it's great. The whole sports, politics, nationalism thing is complicated sometimes. And honestly, on my way to the ballpark today, I'm just thinking about, Alek Manoah is starting. The Blue Jays need a win. Boston beat Tampa Bay. I'm just thinking about that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping there's a good crowd tonight. I don't know what the crowd will be. I'm assuming there are fireworks after the game tonight, so which is always great. So, yeah, it's always, even whether it's Memorial Day in the U.S., Victoria Day in Canada, Labor Day in either country, all those special days are fun to do games.
Yeah, there's a good chance you're going to see Manoah tonight, and then you're going to see him at Dodger Stadium on the 19th.
Oh, yes.
What a year he's having.
Yeah.
And I want to get to your young guys, and they're not really young guys anymore, but how's it going with our guy, Matt Chapman?
He's doing great. So offensively, I would say a little up and down, a little hot and cold. He's not hitting for the average he would like to. He's hitting for power. He's been a tough luck guy. We always talk about it. It feels like he leads the majors in 380-foot outs this year. I mean, he's hitting a lot of balls to the track, to the wall that are getting caught. The defense has been everything you guys saw for 5 years. It's been great, absolutely great. So he's fitting great in the clubhouse. He's become a leader in the clubhouse very quickly. Everybody loves him in the clubhouse. I don't venture too far in, but it looks like he's in the cool group in the clubhouse. He's hanging with those guys. He's in charge of a lot of the music. I know that, whether it's on the plane or in the clubhouse. So, and I think he's been great for a guy like Bo Bichette, for a guy like Santiago Espinal, Kevin Biggio, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think Chapman's been great for them. I know Charlie Montoyo loves him. He goes out of his way to talk about him all the time. So it's great. They needed a third baseman. They really, really needed a third baseman, and he's with them for this year and next year, and that's great.
Okay, so I got it in the notes, and it's hard to believe. Now, you guys haven't faced a lot of left-handed pitchers.
Right.
And you've got a bazillion right-handed hitters.
That's why we haven't faced a lot of left-handed pitchers.
And you haven't done well against left-handed pitchers.
No, it's like it happens so infrequently. It's like they kind of have to reboot their hard drive in order to figure out how to hit a lefty. So Cole Irvin will be interesting because he dominated them in one start last year, and they crushed him in the other. So who knows what we'll get tonight. He's the kind of guy who can give them trouble. Fastball in, change up away. They can get a little anxious and roll over and hit a lot of ground balls to third and short. So we'll see what happens. But they're swinging the bats well. 2 months ago, the pitching was great and the offense was really struggling. Now the offense is great and the pitching has some cracks in the ice. So we'll see. But they're swinging the bats really well. And I mean, he can shut them down. There's no question, but he'll have to be on his game to shut them down tonight.
Two biggest comebacks, and we'll end on this. Two biggest comebacks in baseball history from July 4th on. 73 Mets were 11.5 games back, and then our kind of famous 2012, we were 10.5 games back and then reeled in the Rangers.
Right.
I just think about the Yankees. I think about the East. I think about the extra wild card. I mean, it's kind of like if you're in the West or the Central right now, long way to go. You better win your division because everybody might be coming out of the East.
It could be.
Just what is it like, and how do you see it going the rest of the way, kind of like the halfway point?
So as our manager, Charlie Montoyo, says, it's like every divisional game is a playoff game, whether it's in April or October. You know, the Red Sox are good. The Rays are good. And the schedule is so imbalanced, too. Like, here's the funny thing. Baltimore's not bad. Baltimore's a 500 team outside of the American League East. Very good bullpen. So I think everybody in the East is looking forward to next year when the schedule is a little bit more balanced. You play more interleague games and not as many interdivisional games. The Blue Jays are assured of nothing right now because a Minnesota or a Cleveland, you know, two teams could sneak out of there, or the White Sox could get hot, something like that. The West, it kind of feels like one team, but we'll wait and see. But for the Blue Jays and the Red Sox and the Rays, you got to play well. It's there are no really easy stretches of the season. You might have a week where you say, okay, we play them and them, but then boom, it's Yankees, Rays, Red Sox coming right after that. So the Jays have done okay within their own division, and I think they're good enough to be a playoff team, but they need some pitching help. They're going to make a couple of moves in the next few weeks. They have to.
He's a legend, and it's always great to have him on. We appreciate the time.
You got it. Always
have
good
a
to
good
see
broadcast.
You. Thank you.
And we got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
August 6th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps wants to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop, where you will receive a free pack of cards, plus a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. Post your packs on social media using the hashtag ToppsITCD, and follow along with @Topps. Visit Topps.com for more information.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Hey A's fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Innovation. It's at the heart of Cal State East Bay. like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Hitting the road with the family. On your way to nonstop adventures. No worries ahead, because you know you can stop at a Chevron station along the way. Get fuel for your car, fuel for your crew. That's Chevron with Techron for unbeatable mileage and snacks for all. Coffee for mom, chips for the kids, cold drinks for dad. You know, for the road ahead. Toss in some laughs, out-of-tune singing, and a zillion "Are we there yet?" And you just made lifelong family memories. Chevron, together ahead.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Oh, we're live on the field. Happy 4th of July. What are we having for dinner?
Oh, I don't know. My wife's coming. We're going to the game, so I don't know.
You know,
whatever the box meal is.
Can I throw a little honesty here on A's Cast Live? You know, when you hear Cody complain, or you hear anybody else in the A's Cast Live family complain, like Jessica Kleinschmidt's over there, you know, whether it's Jessica, she's waving high, or it's Cody. Jessica's been off in Reno hanging out. Cody's been at the beach. They're all getting paid holiday pay. Was I at the beach yesterday? I didn't go to the beach yesterday. Am I getting holiday pay? You collected 2 checks yesterday. See, now I had to work.
The beach is free. My wife.
She's
we took my wife's car.
at the beach. He's going to the game today. Where was I
But
yesterday?
I'm working right now.
Where on holiday pay? Am I getting holiday pay?
Well, that's the point of being a clock in, clock out employee.
I'm not getting holiday pay. I wasn't at the beach. I'm not hanging out in a casino in Reno like Jessica Kleinschmidt. I'm not. I'm working. Her stuff was taped yesterday. I have to be live. I got to be here every day. But do I complain? Do I ever complain? That's all I'm saying.
Actually, Kotze was taped too.
What?
Kotze was taped yesterday.
Just come on. I don't want to hear about Reno. I want to hear about what did Matt Chapman have to say. Anything good? Or are you saving that for me?
I'm saving that for you. I'm not going to do that right now.
Do a tease into the camera. Tease me something that we will have. A's Total Access brought to you by
Chevron.
So it will be me and I don't remember who I had. It'll be Ken and Vince. What me with Ken and Vince. Then it's going to be me and Dan Schulman.
Yeah.
And then you'll be in segment 3 because that's your segment.
Am I going to get more than 3 minutes this time?
That had nothing to do with me. You realize I don't control that.
I want to get mad at somebody and you're here, so.
But you know I don't control the timing of that show. I just work.
Yeah. Well, I have tons to talk about.
You know who to complain to and get on.
Yeah. No, there's tons to talk about. Chappie, of course, was asked about the wanting to have a new stadium, so that was kind of interesting. That's something that he's always actually brought up to me in every interview I've ever talked to him about.
Yeah.
And then he just talked about all the best friends he made along the way, and he's going to actually face his main BFF, one Mr. James Caprillion.
They're boys. Cap married him, right?
Cap was there. He did the officiating. So not just the fact that they're best friends, but you've seen how Cap is. He's a huge competitor, and so is Chappie. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, and then how he wanted to make sure he got here a little bit extra early. Chappie did, because he wasn't quite sure where the visitors' locker room was. There's other stuff to talk about too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like it's literally 20 yards away.
I will say, happens every time I ever talk to a guy who we either get him, we acquire him, or we let him go. They always get lost finding the clubhouse.
You've heard this.
Well, the entrance is just funky.
You've heard this so much over the years about when a player had spent his career. I didn't know where to. It's almost like it's like a cliche thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, there's not ballparks where the clubhouses are that far from each other because they're both built to go down to the dugouts. If you look how it works, so they're not that far. It's not like one's in center field and one's behind home plate. I hear that all the time. You go, really? It's you can almost see the other. Back in the day at Candlestick, the two clubhouse doors looked at each other.
Oh.
So I don't think you could have a hard time figuring out which one's yours. But you're a little young for that.
That's right. I'm so young.
You're
County.
like, you just got in this business. I mean,
you're out of so young.
You're just out of high school.
Yeah.
By the way, how was Reno?
Biggest
little city in the world.
Well, I was in Reno and Sacramento. It was fantastic.
What were you doing? You were covering the Aces?
I was doing color for the broadcast with the Aces. So I was joining Zach Bayrudy, you guys know. So I was doing color for him for 6 games, and it was absolutely amazing.
The only time, I think I've told you, every year we do the guys' football trip up to Reno and stay at the El Dorado. And you can see into the Aces ballpark from the El Dorado.
It's really cool, yeah.
But a lot of the time there's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
So I've never been there. It looks like a beautiful ballpark.
It's really nice. It's relatively new compared to a lot of other minor league ballparks. And food's always dope. The music's good. And you're right near all the casinos. And there's like a built-in bar. And then there's an outside bar. A few bars there, obviously. But it's really fun. And I was just so thankful that Bayrudy hosted me. And then, of course, got to meet Johnny Dosk. He's fantastic.
Dosko, yeah.
He's amazing. So it was really cool.
Yeah, you are right across the street from Silver Legacy, El Dorado, Circus, Bowling Hall of Fame's right there. You're downtown Reno.
Mookie
Everything's
Betts
there.
pitched or bowled a perfect game there once.
Did he really?
He did. He's a big bowler. He did, and yeah.
We got our trip going to be up there if anybody wants to roll and see us in Reno and watch football with us and bet. Going to be there Veterans Day. And I'm going to go see Jerry Seinfeld is there.
Oh, where's he
Saturday
at?
night.
Is he at GSR?
It's at the event center.
Oh, okay, Lawler. Oh, he gets a whole Lawler event center.
It's just down the.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You want one of my famous, back in my big drinking days?
Sure.
We ended up at the Paula Abdul concert there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me dancing with a lot of ladies who a lot older than even I am.
I was going to say that's probably a great place to catch women.
No.
Okay.
No. Unless you're in retirement and you're looking for, but we still had a great time.
That's what matters.
Me, Paul Abdul, Reno.
Yeah.
We'll never forget.
That's amazing. That's a great story.
You have no idea what can happen to me in Vegas and Reno. I have great stories in the Silver State.
I can promise you I have better Reno stories than you.
You should. You're from there.
Yeah. Some good
All right. We will see you in segment 3 of A's Total Access. And, there is a guy named Robert Casas listening right now. So if you want to say about your 3 minutes, hey, you have your form.
Oh, now I'm intimidated. So.
Oh, now you're worried?
No, I don't. Now I don't know.
Actually, it's not Robert's fault. I just like to blame Robert. It's the fact that Vince goes long, Ken goes long, everybody goes long.
Yeah. No, I get it, and I usually do. But I actually like.
You usually go long
because I have a big mouth. So, but I told Robert I love the challenge of being able to cut it down to 3.5 minutes. It just happened to be a very important subject to me now that I've spent a week covering major or minor league baseball.
And then now I end up, just to take you behind the curtain, I've got to make up all these times. Like, what gets cut? That really pains me. I mean, I'm so upset when I have to cut my injury report and my Mechanics Bank scoreboard. And
stat of the day.
It's stat of the. It pains me to not have to go the full time.
Yeah.
Really pains. Quickly. Pitch clock. I screwed it up yesterday. I realized I said pitch com. The pitch clock in minor league baseball, yay, nay?
I'm going to say yay.
Big fan?
And like I said, and I don't know if I told you this, but a veteran player actually, because I tweeted a photo of it or Instagrammed a photo of it, a veteran player responded to me in the big saying that they need it here.
It speeds up the game by like a lot.
A lot. I didn't have one game over 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's like the average time for AAA games anyway, so that's good.
Seriously.
It was fantastic. I mean, it sucked for me doing color because I do talk a lot and I get through my stuff quite quickly, but I absolutely adored it.
Seriously.
At the beginning, it was weird, and I know they have some adjustments to do because there's some automatic balls and or automatic ball rules that kind of feel very slow pitch softball-ish. So I think those kinks are going to be ironed out. But other than that, I'm very much in favor.
I mean, if you're telling me I've heard 215, 220-ish, and even if you take me down to 245, I mean, how many nights are we sitting here and it's 3 hours and 15, 3 hours and 30? That's a huge difference in timing. And I think, and that is the thing, as a guy that's got kids, and all the nights that, here I work for the team, I have my seats, and I can't bring my kids because my kids got to, by the time you get home, by the time they got to get to bed for school the next day.
Yeah.
If you could give me 230, that's a game changer.
And that was amazing. That's what we dealt with. And even the automatic strike zone, I got some pretty solid feedback from major league players on that too, that they would like it. There wasn't as much drama. There wasn't a lot of, reactionary stuff at the plate. And Shelby Miller, we watched him pitch. Of course, he's a former veteran himself, or is a veteran. And he added some questionable call lingo to his face, and he couldn't do that because he was essentially arguing with the computer. So it was interesting to see him adjust to it as a guy who's spent years in the bigs.
Just on this road trip alone, we saw the A's, Marcotte got thrown out. I mean, we've seen it where all of a sudden the umpire becomes a story behind home plate. There was a Tony Kemp call that was clearly a ball called for a strike. Next hitter, who was it? Laureano or whoever got up into a home run the next at bat.
Yeah.
There was the Aaron Judge stuff that happened in New York.
I mean, oh yeah,
the low strikes. He's like 48 going into the weekend. He had like 48 low strikes called on this year. It was like 8 or 9 more than any other player in the league.
Well, the reality is, if you use the computer strike zone, the animated, automated, we call it automated. Animated would be Pixar. Automated strike zone. All of a sudden, Aaron Judge's strike zone would be so tall.
Yeah.
And it should be. See, this is what, as from a pitching standpoint, what bugs me is letter of the law is supposed to be the bottom of your letters. So the bottom of the NY down should be a strike zone, should be a strike on him. You want to know why he hits so many home runs? Is because they make his strike zone where his wheelhouse is. If you think of where his bat path is, but all of a sudden, if I can pitch him up here, and now he would have to be up here. Think about a guy 6'7".
Yeah.
If I'm coming off the mound and I'm throwing to a guy 6'7", I'm throwing as hard as I can right here. How Aaron Judge, how it would be weird for a pitcher to have to throw a ball that high. But once you got used to that on Aaron Judge, there's no way. Everything for him is right where his bat path is, and he hits it out. If he had to raise it and they called his real strike zone, his stats wouldn't even be close.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were
here. I am on the guy who's probably going to be the MVP. Yeah, I'm coming down this road.
Well, the thing that was interesting was some of these calls that, and I've talked to pitchers about it before, they know a certain umpire is going to call some of their specialty pitches, especially, and that could kind of help them out, especially the veteran guys who just have been working with certain guys behind the plate for years. And so that's going to be an adjustment as well. And I saw some pitches that could have easily been different from an umpire being called just by himself without the automated strike zone. But there were some technical difficulties where the automated strike zone stopped working because there was like a glitch or something, and they had to go back to the original call. So that could alter an entire game if you had the first 6 innings automated and then the last 3 with the regular call. So that's interesting as well too.
I wonder if it will make, and they won't admit it now, but over time, make umpires better, because they're going to sit behind home plate and they're going to see pitches, and they may say, well, that was a ball for me, but it was called a strike. Maybe it will actually start to show them, because we know they each have their own individual strike zones.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting there for, let's call it 2 hours and 45 minutes, and something else is calling balls and strikes, they may learn that their strike zone has been wrong all these years.
Yeah, and that's an adjustment overall. And like I said, it was kind of interesting. Like Austin Dean struck out. He really struggled against Ryan Nelson last night. And he was really unhappy with a couple of the calls, whether they were his own or not. And he was just getting mad. And he just got mad at himself. He can't take it out on anybody else. And I feel like that could be just an emotional, weird, mental situation to have to deal with as time goes on. But he couldn't yell at anybody, but just get upset with himself for striking out. It's weird.
Maybe a new form of accountability.
That's what I'm saying.
As a pitcher, hey, this is the strike zone. You're not throwing strikes, because another situation that we had up in Seattle, there was a pitch I think it was a pitch that Lou walked a guy to lead off the game, that Lou wanted that strike, and Lou was angry about it. Everybody was angry about it. People are chirping, but you go to MLB.com and you could see exactly where the pitch was. It was outside.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're going to have maybe a new form of accountability that everything, because it's very early. It's very easy in that moment for everybody in the dugout and the pitcher and the catcher to blame the umpire.
Yeah.
But now if it's a computer, and we know that, and as the time goes by, and we see it in tennis, Wimbledon's going on right now, that the computer doesn't lie. It's right.
I agree.
That all of a sudden it's like, no, Jack, this is on you. Have some accountability. You're not throwing strikes as a pitcher or as a hitter. You're not pulling the trigger. That was a strike.
It reminds me of when my little brother would get mad when he was playing against the computer and he would blame the controller when really he just sucked at the game.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to throw the controller at the wall. Don't do that. Boys are so weird with their video games. Just like play it on lower level mode, humble yourself, and then get back up there.
Wow, that's just shots fired right there
So.
on the 4th of July. Well, we will see you in segment 3.
I can't wait, Townie.
You teased just enough.
I did.
Just enough.
Perfect.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
August 6th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps wants to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop, where you will receive a free pack of cards, plus a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. Post your packs on social media using the hashtag ToppsITCD, and follow along with @Topps. Visit Topps.com for more information.
Coming in at 5'3", it's #1 mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka! Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Hey A's fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Innovation is at the heart of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Hitting the road with the family. On your way to nonstop adventures, no worries ahead, because you know you can stop at a Chevron station along the way. Get fuel for your car, fuel for your crew. That's Chevron with Techron for unbeatable mileage and snacks for all. Coffee for mom, chips for the kids, cold drinks for dad, you know, for the road ahead. Toss in some laughs, out-of-tune singing, and a zillion "Are we there yet?" And you just made lifelong family memories. Chevron, together ahead.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Coming up here in just a little bit, Stephen Piscotty is going to stop by. Looks like he'll have a little bit of a tight schedule to get to as they have a hitters meeting. So we'll try and get him on, get a few seconds with him to talk about what's going on. Matt Chapman back in the ballpark. And I know Cody has been dying to give you this stat. I'm not, you know what? I have it in front of me.
I'll do it. I'll be that guy.
You're like excited to throw him under the bus.
It's not throwing him under the bus.
Okay,
It's
go ahead.
It's just highlighting he's not the same guy he was offensively. What do you think he's hitting over the last 365 days, according to Baseball Reference?
So that would be over the last calendar year.
That's correct.
I'm going to say, since I have it in front of me, but I'll say 235.
You're about 34 points off in the wrong direction. He's hitting 201, 27 home runs. Okay. He hits a lot of home runs. 67 RBI. Okay. A 694 OPS.
That's
not good.
That's not good.
And 173 strikeouts.
That's not good.
And that's over 502 at-bats.
That's not good.
That's not Joey Gallo numbers, but those aren't good. Remember, he was second in baseball last year in strikeouts, behind only Joey Gallo. He had 200 strikeouts. That's not good. And I think this year.
What is he hitting right now?
Right now, he's hitting 215, 11 home runs, 37 RBI, a 685 OPS, and 73 strikeouts and 261 at-bats. But he has a 1.1 WAR.
See, that's where I would love to break down his offensive WAR and take his defense out.
Let me look at
take his defense out.
Let me
because I'm going to be honest with you. He is the best. He is the best defensive third baseman I have ever seen.
Better than Arenado?
Yes. You don't think he's better? He's got a better arm. He's got better range.
I tend to agree, but a lot of people think Arenado. I mean, Machado gets a lot of love, but he's a shortstop.
Well, a lot of people haven't seen Chapman.
That's true.
I mean, unless they're now getting to see him. Yeah, you wait a couple of years playing in the American League East, and they're going to try and put Matt Chapman in the Hall of Fame for his glove. His glove, he is the best. But with that said, what are we looking at from a standpoint of what is he, your third baseman being great defensively? That's huge. But I need more than defense at third base. It's a corner infield spot. I want production. I want offensive production, especially from a guy that is in his prime. This is his prime. If you want to go cliches like you always do, Cody, this is his back of the baseball card moments. This is when you make the hay in your career. 28, 29, 30. This is who you are. This is you at your very best. So where is he in a hitter's ballpark? Because that's exactly what the Rogers Center is. Same thing that I said. You want to be consistent? I said the same thing about Josh Donaldson. When Josh Donaldson was traded to the Toronto Blue Jays, I said on 95.7 The Game on my talk show, watch, he will win an MVP.
And he did the next year.
And he did the very next year. I said, watch, he's going to be an all-star. Not only was he an all-star, he got the most votes. He's the last A to be voted in as an all-star.
That's facts.
He got the most votes out of everybody when he was playing for the Toronto Blue Jays. He was in his prime. He's playing in the American League East. He's playing in ballparks that are bandboxes. Everything's a bandbox other than Tampa. And Tampa's a dome, so you're hitting in 72-degree weather. But Baltimore was a bandbox.
Not anymore.
Rogers Center ball flies.
Sure.
Yankee Stadium short porch and left field. Forget about center field, but left field short porch. And JD had the ability to go to right center, short porch. Boston, you're flipping a sand wedge off the Green Monster.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I mean, of course, JD was in his prime. I said it. This guy's going to be a monster. Well, that is not translated to Matt Chapman, who, he's 28, right? About to be 29?
Yeah, he might be 29 already.
And you're telling me his numbers are 215 with a 685 OPS?
He has a point, according to Baseball References WAR, or B-WAR. He has a 0.8 offensive WAR and a 0.5 defensive WAR.
So
that seems kind of low, but
a 0.8 offensive WAR?
Yeah.
He's basically a league average player.
Yeah, Chapman's 29. He turned 29 at the end of April. So he'll be 30
he's 29?
He'll be 30 next year.
Oh, boy.
He'll be 31, I think, when he's
and we'll have him on tomorrow, and we're going to say all the things that we appreciate everything he did and the platinum gold gloves and all that kind of stuff and what he did for the A's. And he was a part of a very good run in Oakland A's baseball. But I want, that was the whole thing. And I had a caller recently challenge me on it, talking about the players. And I've been honest. The players that the A's have lost, if you look at just purely from a business standpoint, you have missed nothing with the amount of money you're now paying Marcus Semien and Matt Chapman. It's reality. Marcus Semien is going to be in his 30s and be ending this contract in his not mid-30s anymore.
Late 30s.
At $175 million. He's not having a great year.
He did his 10th home run today, but his batting average is nowhere near what it normally is.
Everybody hits home runs.
That's true.
Who doesn't hit home runs? Oh, this Oakland A's team doesn't hit home runs, but
Luis Ariz from the Twins, who might be the next Rod Carew.
But it's our game has gotten weaker because of that. Well, he's hit some home runs. He's hit home run. Look, you got the fancy cart coming in here. Look at all you get to see on A's Cast Live. And they got the lights blinking. But, yeah, you give me 10 home runs. How many are solos? How many of them are in game? What was the score when you hit these home runs?
I think the home run he hit today put them ahead in the ninth. And then Adley Rutschman tied the game in the ninth, and then they won on a walk-off.
You know how many times these guys hit home runs when the game's already in out?
Chris Davis is on the phone.
Which Chris Davis?
Either.
No.
Oh, actually, early in Chris Davis' career, it was
those 3 years. Chris Davis hit 40-plus home runs. His home runs for the majority of the time were when the score was close, if not putting the A's ahead.
He did.
Do not say that about our Chris Davis.
Did he just sign somewhere too? He sent me.
He signed with
the Atlantic League
with the team in Newark, New Jersey.
And the Atlantic League.
Yeah,
my wife's cousin was playing in that league.
So, but yeah, I mean, when you hit low twos and. Now that we have, whether you want to go WAR or you go weighted runs created plus, we have ways to measure you. And the measurements aren't great. And for the amount of money that you're paying, your return on investment is nothing special. And that's why you look at it and you go, well, Matt Chapman turned down $150 million. I mean, guys hitting 215. Are you bummed that you don't have a guy hitting 215 with an OPS under 700?
That OPS is, that's low.
I mean, it's that's what happens when you don't hit.
Like Juan Soto's hitting 226 with more walks than hits, but he has an 830 something OPS.
Yeah, I mean, when you do have that, I mean, it's the bottom line. It's the and for the amount of money you're paying, you look at the return on investment. Stephen Piscotty's with us here on A's Cast Live. Now, you've been on this program many a times, but this is the first time you're doing it. Now we're on video.
We got video.
They get to
Nice.
see
Should
you
I get over
now.
here so you can see me?
Yeah, we
All
get
right.
to see you now. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Life is good. Great to have you back. Good to see you healthy.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. It's been a long road back, but great to be here.
Like, just tell people just how much rehabbing, being away from the team, just how much that just sucks as a player.
Yeah, it definitely kind of will suck the energy out of you at times, but you just got to keep pushing through and put your work in. And they work us pretty hard, and you leave feeling each day that you got better. So you just try to chase that while you're on the IL, and then get ready to go.
And how much do you also have to say, I want to be back so bad, but I got to listen to them because sometimes they got to save you from yourself.
Oh yeah. That's a bit of the battle sometimes, the players and the training staff. But it's all, coming from a good place of wanting to get back out on the field. And, with the calf this time around, I tried pushing and hit a day where it kind of flared up on me and had to realize that the calf is a tricky injury and that, look at a lot of guys that have had major setbacks and didn't want to have that, obviously, this year. So after that little flare-up, let it calm down and got back to it. And thankfully, it's been good ever since.
Yeah, people need to realize whether I've hurt my calf, and you start talking about the calf and the Achilles tendon, and there's it's you got to have your rest and you got to let it get back, or things cannot be good. But I can tell you this, having you back, middle of the order in my scorebook, I write Piscotty. I don't care if you're in right, you're DH. It makes me feel good because it's like you're bringing some lumber back to this offense that really needs it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do my part, and I think we're all trying to, do our part. And, it's definitely been a bit of a tough go of late trying to get runs across, but everyone's battling and everyone's working. There's a lot of fight in this team. We're continuing to fight, and we're going to get better.
Well, that's one thing I think for the first year of Mark Kotze, and he said it to us down in Mesa, like, hey, no matter what the record is, no matter what happens, no matter who's here, this team is going to fight every game because there's certain teams, things start to go bad. Everybody. The team splinters, as they say back in the day, they say 25 different cabs to the ballpark. You have not seen that with this team. Just talk about how this team still fights hard every day, before, after, during. The fight's still there.
Yeah, there's an expectation of effort level for sure. And, I think, we're in these games. I don't feel like we're getting blown out by any means. We're remaining competitive. We're kind of having to relearn how to win some games. We're letting a few slip away. But again, we're just fighting, and this is kind of part of the state of this team right now. And you look at certain guys like Laureano, in Cleveland, getting the guys fired up and that sort of thing. There's a lot of determination. There's no one taking it easy right now.
And you got a Blue Jay team coming to town. They got a lot of firepower. 4th of July, you got fireworks tonight. Just for you guys, what does playing on 4th of July mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. A lot of the Memorial Days and July 4th, and these are really awesome days to kind of, show your appreciation to, the country and that sort of thing. And, there's always a lot of fans. You got the fireworks, you got the excitement. We got the Matt Chapman, on the opposing side. It should be a really fun atmosphere. And, we love playing in that kind of environment.
You've now played a while. What's it like when you have a teammate, a guy that you went to battle with, you like a lot, and you've had to do this multiple times in your career? What's it like then playing against him?
It's a little weird the first couple innings. Just it doesn't look right seeing that former teammate in a different uniform. But after, like you said, being through it a few times, it's just business. It's business of baseball. It's and there's another layer behind all the stuff that we're focused on, and it's just the way things are. And it might not sit well, but that's the way it is.
One of the great comebacks, Mar, is your old roommate. He's making a comeback, and we talked about it. And he was on MLB Network, and your name got mentioned. I'm like, God, I knew that they were at Stanford the same time, but I didn't realize you guys lived together.
Yeah, we were roommates our last 2 years. We were very close. he grew up in Danville and went to Monte Vista, and I was at Amador, so we played against. We always known each other, through travel ball and that sort of stuff. And then so it was a natural fit to be a roommate at Stanford. And man, what a cool story! Just knowing him, knowing the person he is, how hard he's worked, the things he's gone through. Man, someone could make a movie about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's got a little bit Doolittle in it. Doolittle was kind of a Disney story, right? He was supposed to be the A's first baseman. Injuries just took it from him. Next thing you know, Sean goes to the A's and says, hey, remember I pitched? Can I just try it?
Yeah.
And he went from just trying it to being here pitching big games next thing you know in the postseason. So Mark Appel, what he has done coming out of Stanford is pretty. And I love the story listening to him. Like, he has surgery. He gets his body right. Doesn't tell the Phillies until he's ready to come back. So no one knew.
Yeah.
Right? No one knew what was going on. And the next thing he calls them up, hey, what do you guys think? And they give him that shot.
Right.
When did you know he's really going to do this at his age?
Yeah, I mean, I've remember talking to him, honestly, multiple occasions. There was definitely the surgery, but there were some other points where nagging things and where it was like, are you going to go for it? Are you not? I didn't know until probably a month before he told the Phillies, where he's like, my arm's feeling good. He got on a good workout regimen. His health was there. The velo was there. And I could tell he had, his heart in it. I think early in some of the struggles, it was more of trying to prove people wrong, that he wasn't a bust and all these sorts of things. And none of us have gone through that, right? So we can't judge on how that goes, but it just felt like this time he was doing it for the right reasons. He just wanted to play ball. He wanted to be part of the guys, and he was having fun doing it. So I think that was really, I think, what put him over the edge, I think, because he just went out and dealt this year. I mean, he had a 1 in AAA, and he's had a couple scoreless innings in the big league. So it's just awesome.
Yeah. What you just said, it just hit me. In other sports, because I covered NFL, NBA, and everything, when you are the number 1 overall pick, you have these expectations, everybody know. In baseball, it's Baseball America, people, you're not treated the same. So for him to feel that way, truly as the number 1 overall pick, I want to prove that I'm not a bust.
Yeah.
You would see that in the NFL and the NBA. You don't hear a lot about that in baseball.
No, and baseball's hard, right? Because you're not in NFL, NBA, you're drafted first overall. You're going to be in the starting lineup for whatever the professional team you've been drafted by.
And remember, it was a big day on TV when they drafted you, right?
Yeah.
It's a big production.
Yeah. In baseball, you can go 1-1, but you still got to earn it and go through the minor leagues and do everything. And so, that injuries are tough. I can obviously stand here going through a few to tell you how difficult it is when you're not feeling like yourself to go out there. And I don't know the weight that he was, feeling there, and I can't imagine. So for him to get all that, aside and to continue on and to make this comeback, it's truly incredible.
Let's end on this because, of course, recently you guys had your golf tournament, and your father was either on with us or he was on television, and he mentioned the number you guys have raised, the amount of money, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever – wow, we've done a lot. I mean, you guys, the awareness obviously is huge.
Yep.
Remembering your mother, the amount of money you've helped raise to try and fight this.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Yeah, we hit the 1 million mark, which was a huge accomplishment for our group that's been working tirelessly on all sorts of events. And then there's the fundraising awareness side, and then there's also the research side, which not a lot of people get to see that my dad is working equally as hard at. And we've got this roadmap to a cure, and we've funded a few of the little stops on that roadmap. So it's awesome to see progress. There's a lot more to go, but we feel really proud of the work we've done. I know my mom is proud of the work as well.
Well, great stuff. Thank you for stopping by. I know you have a hitters meeting, and once again, it's
you're right. It reminded me.
Yeah, it's great to write you in the lineup. It's great to have you back.
Yep, good being back.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Coming in at 5'3", it's #1 mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game times, schedules, and more.
Hey Ace fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is a national brand with family-owned prices and service. You can shop at one of their Barrie locations, and all stores are sanitized and safe, or you can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Innovation. It's at the heart of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
Glenn Kuiper has spent the majority of his career on television, but today it's the biggest moment of his career as he joins A's Cast Live for the first time on video. Don't be nervous. I know you don't have your makeup on yet. You haven't really done the hair, but
you just dropped this on me like 10 seconds ago.
This is a big moment for you.
I got to set my gut in a little bit.
I mean, This isn't Comcast, my friend.
I know.
This isn't NBC Sports Bay Area or Fox Sports.
I feel it. A's Cast is a different level. I feel it.
Were you Sports Channel too?
Oh, yeah.
You've been on like everything.
Sports Channel, Fox Sports Net, Comcast, NBC, NBC Sports Bay Area, NBC Sports California.
Yeah, you've done them all. You have done it. You've been. How long have you been on TV in the Bay Area?
1992 was the first year I did anything. I did some pregame show stuff for the Giants. That was the actual first year that I got a paycheck.
Like you were ever. You'd be at Cal. You'd be at Sharks. You were everywhere.
Yeah, I'd be at Sharks working. Tony would be at Sharks. I'm not gonna say what he was doing. But he stacked his cups.
It was a golden liquid. It was
like, Tony, they dropped the puck at 1:00. Why do you have 4 stacked beers already?
Those are the good old
days.
days.
They sure are. That was fun.
No responsibility, no wife, no kids.
Man. Sharks games were fun though. That was fun going down there working. Good scene always.
That was the height of when they dropped the Shark onto the ice. People really went nuts. It was still kind of new.
Yeah, it was the Owen Nolan era. You know,
Jeff Friesen.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, this hasn't been real easy this season. What's it been like on the television side?
Hey, no, it's not great.
Yeah.
But Dallas and I talked about it, as the year has gone on. And listen, it the record is what it is, right? But we just kind of said, listen, let's just concentrate on that night's game, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to maybe, hey, what's the pennant race and who's doing this? And just that game, right? Let's hope it's a good game, but let's do the best we can with that night's game and not worry about tomorrow or the next day or, pennant race, all that other stuff. And that's helped us, but ultimately, and I really do mean this, you're still doing a big league game, right? You're still announcing a big league game. And the thing that really it kind of annoys Dallas and I, and it's nobody's fault, but you have people come in to the booth, whether we're here or on the road, to say, boy, it must be tough. It's like,
I get that. I get those calls every night.
Exactly, right? So no, it's not that tough, right? It's our job. It's a great job. We know we're lucky to have the job. So it's not that tough. Do we want them to win every night? Absolutely. Is it a little more fun if they win more? Absolutely. But it's not that tough announcing a Major League Baseball game. It's still pretty cool, right? And it's pretty cool for you to talk about big league baseball before and after the game. So I get the question when we get asked that, but no, it's really not that bad. It's pretty good, actually.
So when you guys are on the road, I'm obviously have the home studio. So
yeah, you look good in the studio, by the way.
So
yeah.
I go in yesterday, I get on my couch, I got my butt, first inning goes, and I remember I had to do something, my daughter, and I come back and I go, that's not Frankie Montas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm rewinding you guys going, what the hell? And I'm rewinding, and you guys are like,
we didn't
don't
know a lot either. No, I know the velocity was down. We did see that, but that happens sometimes when the game starts. So, and then you're like, oh, man. Then you get scared, right? Because, listen, the trade rumors are going to be around him for the next month. And is there a pretty good chance he may get dealt? Yeah, I think there probably is. But then this happens, and, you immediately go, oh, man, hope they didn't turn down a good deal for it. You know what I mean? You start thinking a lot of different things. But it sounded like they thought he was going to be okay. They didn't think it was anything real serious. That's the only thing I've really heard last night and today. So, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, it since he is this valuable commodity, right? And you're going to ship him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to make sure that when you are going to put him out there for on the trading block, you want everybody to know that he's good, he's fine, he's ready to go for you for this second half. Because if I'm looking at all the teams, and if I need a starter, Billy Beane and David Forrest are the first guys I'm calling.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. And you're right. And now you need to make sure he's healthy. And I think teams are going to now say, hey, okay, I need to see at least one start from him. before the trade deadline to prove that he's healthy. So that's sort of what this little injury, even though it may not be really serious, I think it does set you back a start or two from showcasing him to these other teams, because every start he had this year was pretty darn good. Well, now they're going to want to see one or two more just to prove that he's healthy. And if he shows that he's healthy, yeah, I mean, I think there's probably going to be a deal there at some point that's probably too good to pass up.
Well, and I've thought about this yesterday, trying to be positive. I was like, you know what? Even if you didn't deal him now,
sure,
he's still going to be the biggest piece out there in the offseason. Now you got a full offseason. Now you like to get these desperate GMs at the deadline to start bidding against each other, but they'll still be there in the offseason looking for somebody.
Yeah. Or it just takes one desperate GM at the trade deadline if somebody goes down. And so that's why I think there'll probably be a deal there to be had, one that the A's will like. But you're right. If there isn't, you take a look in the offseason or you keep him, right? He's not a free agent, so he could lead your staff next year. So the A's are in a good spot with Frankie Montas. I think whatever they do, they're probably going to come out ahead.
You know, one thing that I talk a lot about, whether it's on this show or it's pregame show, postgame show, is what gets me excited. And I talked to Nick Allen earlier today, and I said, keep doing what you're doing. Bunt, run.
Oh, it's great.
Do different things. Like, this is what can excite us. I mean, because we played 81 games, right? This is what can excite us in the second half is and Jonah Bride's working out right over here, trying to get back healthy. Let's see some younger guys and see what they can do. Wouldn't you say that's what gives you a little juice coming to the ballpark?
The Nick Allen thing has been a lot of fun. You know, listen, he's a smaller guy. You sort of pull for him, but there's a scrappiness to him, and he's a pretty good little player. And I think he has a chance, to be an everyday player in the big leagues. Now, is he going to hit 15, 16 home runs? Probably not. But like you said, he does some different things offensively that I think can help you. And defensively, there's no issues there. He looks pretty good around the bag on both sides of the bag at short and second. So, yeah, we're kind of excited about him. I think it's great, and I'm glad that they've got him up here, and more importantly, playing him every day. See what he's got. We're looking to the future, right? And what Elvis probably not going to be around next year. There you go. So he's been fun to watch. I hope he keeps it up. But you're right. Do all those little things you're doing. Throw down a bunt once a game, right? Swipe a bag. I mean,
keep him honest.
And I think that too is that's the kind of player that we're sort of looking forward to seeing, right? Our own guy, we drafted him, get him up here, and then he's got a little scrappiness to him. I like that. So I think it's great. I hope he has a 10-year career here.
Well, if anybody knows about playing up the middle infield, it's you, going back to your days, as even Jack McKeon said, biggest mistake the Padres ever made was keeping Roberto Alomar over you.
Absolutely. Well, I told him that.
Yeah.
I said, Jack, that's a big mistake.
You had the legacy. You had the name.
Who are you? Did we? What? Who are you?
Carlos Baerga, Joey Cora, Kuiper.
Yes.
But you can tell, as someone who, played professionally, you can tell when someone's got the leather out there.
Oh,
right?
They got the look. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, Nick Allen, it doesn't take long. It takes 2 ground balls, and you can tell he's got it. But he's got good feet. He's got the good quick hands. He's got a good strong arm at second base, which is important, right? So, yeah, he's got all the tools to be a big leaguer. There's no doubt about it.
And by the way, Elvis, I know we all want to throw dirt on him on the postgame show, but Elvis, and especially against the Mariners, he hits home runs against the Mariners. Elvis can still play.
Fine. Yep, there's no question about it. Elvis is fine. Listen, he's been around a long time. There's nothing he hasn't seen, and that can help the young players. He can be very helpful, not just to the younger Latin players, but to the American players as well. He's a guy you can go to, man, and say, hey, what about this? He's played 13, 14 years, and he is still a good player. I like Elvis a lot. I wish fans wouldn't dump on him because there's a lot more to Elvis than just his batting average, and he can really help these young kids. Jonah Bride, Nick Allen, man, you're playing right next to Elvis Andrus. Think how much he knows.
And I'd sit right next to him and ask him a ton of questions every day.
So you were just at Yankee Stadium. We're now seeing the Blue Jays. Just talk about the energy that's around this AL East that we haven't traveled with the team in years. So we out in the West, it's the Astros and everybody else is pretty much done. I mean, just what is the intensity? What is the AL East like right now?
It's awesome. I mean, we were in New York, and it's always a great scene there anyways. But, they're feeling it, right? They have this ridiculous record. But you look at these standings, and there's a really good chance you're going to have 4 teams from the AL.
Yes.
Right? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, listen, they're the best teams, right? They're the outside of the Yankees, they're the 3 best wild card teams. I would have no problem with those 4 teams all making it, and I think there's a pretty good chance that they will. So and they're going to start playing each other a little bit more now too, so that's going to be fun to watch. So it'll be interesting to see how these not the Yankees, but these 3 other teams, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, and the Rays, to see how they handle the final 2.5 months, because listen, they're going to be fighting for, you want that number 1 wild card. You get a home series, right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So, I mean, you think about the Blue Jays. The difference is playing that 3-game series at Fenway or playing it at home. That's a big deal, right? So there's a lot to play for. And, the AL East is fun. It's the big boy division, right? So, we've been to all 3 of those places. All 4 of them. We've been to Tampa as well. So they're all really good teams, but in different ways, So I think it's great.
What I love about it is, like, everybody, whether it's MLB Network or ESPN, everybody's wanted to crown the Yankees the champions already. It's like, no, you don't understand. These other AL East teams, they don't care. And once you get into the playoffs, everybody's 0-0. Yeah. They play at Yankee Stadium all the time. They don't have, it's Yankee Stadium. Yeah. That's what, like, if it's a bunch of AL East teams and it's like a bunch of hungry dogs in an alley fighting for one state.
Well, that's right. And that's a great point. Those teams in the AL East, like Blue Jays, they're not going to be intimidated by the Yankees because we play them 18, 19 times. And you know who else isn't intimidated by the Yankees? Is the Houston Astros, right? The Astros are like, we'll go to Yankee Stadium. It doesn't matter to us. So
they'll go over to take on the Mets too.
Exactly. So I think I like what's going on in the American League, because you do have that one team that is standing out, the Yankees, but you have these other teams that are really, really good. And there is no shoe-in that the Yankees are going to walk right to the World Series at all. I think they're going to have their hands full when that time comes with all those teams, whoever they may play.
It's going to be interesting too. I mean, and you guys were just in there at Cleveland.
Yep.
Cleveland is now becoming the king of the walk-offs, and what they did to Minnesota. But Minnesota is good. But you mentioned the Astros, and now that we're getting away more and more from Jeffrey Lunau and that whole cheating scandal and that whole time with AJ Hinch, and now there's a lot of new guys. Mm-hmm. There's just an appreciation for their development, because it's not about we've been doing it here on this show. It's not about the tank drafts anymore. They've gotten all these guys international signings. Yep. They are just, when you look at how they can beat you with starters, with bullpen, with their lineup, they can beat you with power, they can beat you with contact, they can beat you with speed. I mean, a complete team. The Dodgers seem to be that way. I mean, I have appreciation now. I can get away with my anger from the Astros a little bit. How about you? And just kind of appreciate how good the Astros are.
I agree. I'm not into the whole hating other teams, because I think it's a little bit of a waste of energy. You have to respect these teams. And you have to give the Astros their due. You think about it, they lose Springer. They don't care. They lose Correa. They don't care, right? They lose Greinke. They don't care. They lose Garrett Cole. They don't care. I mean, you think about those guys that they have lost the last 3 or 4 years, it hasn't slowed them down. These are star players, and they're like, no, we're moving on. We're going to pick and choose who we want to sign. Got a star shortstop now, a guy who's got a chance to win the Rookie of the Year. So you have to respect what they do. It's a well-run organization. They know who to keep, who not to keep, and they just keep bringing up young players, and they got the veteran players that are still really good. So as hard as it may be for a lot of people, especially A's fans, you have to respect what the Astros have done to remain good this long, and they will continue to be good. I mean, there's no end in sight to their success, I don't think.
Yeah, you just mentioned Pena as a guy that could be Rookie of the Year. That guy you just saw in Seattle, Julio Rodriguez, I really don't like him as a player. I don't really know.
You don't see it.
I don't know about his future.
I asked my partner Dallas Braden the other day. I said, I'm going to stump you. You got 10 seconds. Who would you take right now, Julio Rodriguez or Bobby Witt Jr.? And he was like, oh my God. And I counted him down 9, 8. And he said, Julio Rodriguez over Bobby Witt Jr. Now, again, it's 6 1, half dozen of the other. You're going to get a star either way. But there,
at a premium
there
position.
was something like we've seen Rodriguez now, and there's something about him that, like, where you can envision a superstar. You can see it. I think with Bobby Witt, you can kind of see it, maybe. This guy, he's already doing it, and he's crushing the A's, which is a killer, right? Because it's going to keep happening. He's the real deal.
He's had
pretty
it.
Fun.
One of his home runs, he's rounding first, and he's looking out to center field, and he's smiling, and he did some hand gesture, and he's rounding second. I'm watching that. I'm like going, that guy's a rookie?
Yeah.
That's what a star.
That's
good looking.
And fun. He's having fun. Yeah.
I'm like, that's this guy. And to think, I'm reading these notes going, well, we haven't seen that since A-Rod or Griffey, or going, how do they get these guys?
And, he's got a big smile on his face, and he doesn't really play like a rookie. He plays like he's been around a while. Man, he's a lot of fun, and they love him up there. I mean, they got a chant, Julio, and it starts roaring. So that's their next guy. That's their next Ichiro, the guy they're going to anoint.
We have one of those guys. I want a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old. I don't want, where's our 23-year-olds? Oh, they're in Midland. Behind us, we'll end on this one. No, you got to go. Behind us, Matt Chapman's taking ground balls. Chappie's back. I know you guys, for us, it's new. You guys got to see him in Toronto.
We saw him, and that was right away, right at it was like second or third series. So we did get to talk to him. It was great. He's such a good dude. We had a nice chat with him. He got married in the off season. He told us about his wedding and how much fun it was. And he said, and again, that was really early in the year, but he said that he was enjoying it already in Toronto, and I think he likes it. Nice city, good team. So we wish Matt Chapman the best. He's an impossible guy to not like, right? It's just, I mean, he's a sweetheart, and he talked with us for 20, 25 minutes when we were there. So we wish he was still here, but how can you not pull for the guy, right? I mean, he's great.
Do you guys have any special plans 4th of July on television to tease here on your biggest new?
I can't tell you.
No, it's that big?
No. Actually, we were gonna maybe talk about Cody a little bit in the umbrella.
Yeah. I'm sunburnt.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
When you guys pull out let's one more before you gotta go. When you guys pull out, because we're kind of the same era, right? When you start pulling out the baseball cards, those are the guys of our era.
I know. And you know what? Like I try to pick like guys from the 70s because I can stump my partner. The like Bake McBride, Dallas.
Give me late 70s, early in the 80s. Absolutely. Is my wheelhouse.
Yep, that's right. And there is it has to be a certain score, certain time of the game for us to pull the baseball cards out. So if we see the baseball cards, that means the scoreboard is really not what we want to see, but we're also looking to have a little fun, which, we do try to do that occasionally. So thanks for the props on the baseball cards.
Just know this. I'm always watching.
I know you are.
I
feel your presence. It makes me a little nervous.
And every single time you guys promote A's Cast, I get this warm, fuzzy feeling. I'm like, thank you.
Well, now that we get to see you, that makes A's Cast even better because we see you in your studio.
And I will see you on the 12th and 13th. I'll be in with whoever, Stu or
okay, awesome,
that.
Good.
But hey,
thanks, buddy.
Thank you for everything you do.
Anytime.
You promoting us is huge. It means a lot.
We will continue anything you need, man. Because you guys, we're all in it together.
And I want you to keep letting everybody know I'm getting screwed down here in the sun.
Yeah,
I
know.
He's in the umbrella.
Yeah, my forehead is baked already, but looks like Cody's good.
Cody's fine. Cody's got a 4th.
He's fine.
He's got a 4th of July. He's got ribs. He's got potato salad back here. We're sweating, and he's fine. He's fine.
See you, buddy.
All right, we got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into local Bay Area charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Hey, A's fans, we've got a great deal for you. Get 4 tickets and parking for all Friday night games starting at just $39. Pick from great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more.
Outside corner, ring him up. And Eaton can't believe it.
Grab the crew and head to the Coliseum with friends and family any Friday night this season. 4 tickets and parking starting at just $39 for the whole group. Tickets are available at athletics.com. That's athletics.com.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And RingCentral's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. RingCentral. Message, video, phone, together.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number 1 mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
A's fans, there is no better way to stay in touch with the A's and even our players than following us on social media. Just head over to athletics.com/social. That's athletics.com/social for a full list of our social coverage, from player accounts to Twitter handles and more. Now is the time to stay in touch. Head over to athletics.com/social. That's athletics.com/social today.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is a national brand with family-owned prices and service. You can shop at one of their Bay Area locations, and all stores are sanitized and safe, or you can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
August 6th is International Trading Card Day, and Topps wants to celebrate with you. Visit your participating local hobby shop, where you will receive a free pack of cards, plus a special card if you purchase $10 or more of Topps products, while supplies last. Post your packs on social media using the hashtag ToppsITCD, and follow along with @Topps. Visit Topps.com for more information.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
Hey, Cody, did you see my TV hit yesterday on NBC Sports California after the game?
Yeah, it's about the Astros, right?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
Why didn't you see it?
I took a rare full day off. Actually, no, I still made sure I posted your post-game show for everyone to download.
Why didn't you see it?
Because I went to Santa Cruz.
Oh, there's a cat. There's the kitty.
He's back again.
The kitty's back. The A's Cast Live kitty. Yes, the whole cat thing here. There's a cat. Cat's now in the
The cat is on the field.
Oh, the poor cat. The cat is now in the dugout. And now everybody's looking at the cat. And here comes the cat. Will the cat make its appearance? Oh, no, the cat's now back under the stand. The Cats have to be saying, listen, all these years you had you had Raiders, you had A's. Raiders left. You had the pandemic. We had the place to ourselves. What's the deal with you coming back? And now the Cats got to deal with all the people coming, the people that do come out. I mean, the Cats are a little, traumatized, right?
I would think so. I mean, you saw him. He ran through the dugout, came back up, and then went right back under.
Okay, so I asked the question yesterday to Stu and Brody.
Friends of the program, by the way.
Definitely friends of the program. So the Astros against the Angels over the weekend in 3 games struck out 48 batters. The Astro pitchers struck out 48 Angels. That's what, 16 a game? 16 a game?
That'd be 16 times 3 would be 16. Yes.
Okay. I asked to them, is that greatness? Because back in the day, you'd be like, oh, my God, that's an insane
you asked me this question. You texted me this question, too. I was sitting in the lawn chair.
Yeah, but you didn't watch it because you were, he was at the beach. Is this A, greatness? Is this B, sad? Or is this D?
C.
Or C?
Yeah.
Or is this C, both?
So the answer is both. It's greatness. Let me break it down for you real quick. The Astros.
I think it's B. I think it's sad.
Well, the
Trout had like 6 of them looking.
Yes, 6 of them looking without even swinging the bat on the third strike.
Well, that's what strikeout looking is.
But like he wouldn't like that's embarrassing to have that many strikeouts without swinging the bat, like on the third strike. The Astros bullpen is also the best in baseball. So that's one. Their starting rotation is one of the best in baseball. Oh, and wait for it. The Angels strike out more than anybody in Major League Baseball.
That's why it's sad.
Yeah, but
this is sad.
The Astros bullpen, I have the numbers. Their bullpen is, let's see, they have the number 1 team ERA in baseball at 2.89. That's the best in Major League Baseball. They have a 210 opponent's batting average overall for their team. That's first in baseball. They have a 264 bullpen ERA. That's first in baseball. What they're doing is great, but what the Angels are doing right now is not great. That's why one of my buying or selling questions, which I'll just give to you right now. Let me pull it up.
I like the Bobby Witt Jr. or Julio Rodriguez. Who would you take?
I'd take Julio. Look what he's doing with the Mariners. I mean, look at the Mariners' success with him.
What does it matter? It's just 1 year.
But
what's 10 years, if Bobby Witt Jr. is like the next Alex Rodriguez, you're going to look like a fool.
What if he's the next Alex Rodriguez, though, for Seattle?
Well, that's possible, but what if he's just an outfielder that hits a couple home runs and
like most guys anymore?
I mean, it's not like Julio is not hitting 340.
No, but he's also hitting a lot better than Bobby Witt Jr. is.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s got great skill set at shortstop.
I think I saw a stat today. I could be wrong. If Julio Rodriguez reaches 15 homers and 20 stolen bases, he'll be the first player in the expansion era to get there before the All-Star break as a rookie.
The what?
15 home runs and 20 steals as a rookie.
Yeah, because it was him and Trout in the wild card era to have 20 steals, 20 bombs.
Yeah, it's incredible what he's doing. So speaking of Trout,
I mean, the greatness of Clay Wood right here. The greatness, the man that makes this field look the way it does.
Trout, as you mentioned, Trout struck out 7 straight times in the first 2 games. And then he finally popped out. I think he popped out. He popped out to extend his last about to extend his skid to 0 for 14. He's having a good year. He's hitting 272 with 23 homers, 47 RBI. But that was the second longest slump of the year, the 0 for 14. He had one earlier this year, 0 for 26. Struck out 9 times in series. Buying or selling? Mike Trout is declining. I got to give the dramatic pause there.
I am selling that. I am going to sell that. And I just wonder now, have we put Mike Trout on such a pedestal because of analytics that when you start looking at certain numbers and you go, well, if he is so great, and channeling my inner Chris Mad Dog Russo, why hasn't he led the league in RBIs? Why hasn't he done all these different – you look at the all-time greats, if you led home runs or RBIs or you accumulated a bunch of these stats and you could say this is where he was this. Basically Mike Trout has been lumped – his greatness has been lumped into one number. What's that number?
WAR.
That's where his greatness has been. It's like all the stuff that he does. But then, you can watch games where you'll say, Mike Trout doesn't throw all that great out of center field.
No, he's not a
so that takes you away from the 5-tool guy. Does he steal a ton of bases anymore? No. So it's like he is going to be a Hall of Famer. That's already done.
Well, people already said he could be a Hall of Famer today if he retired.
He's got an over 70 WAR right now.
Yeah,
he is a creature of I would say he's a creature of modern day baseball. He's not going to be the guy that's got 60 home runs, 50 home runs. He's not driving in 140. He's not doing the crazy. But what you're going to do is look at his all-around game. We don't even know how you calculate WAR, but we're all just accepting that WAR is a major stat and really matters, and he is the king of WAR. So he is an over 70 WAR now. He is going to be a Baseball Hall of Famer. It's just, the question is, is he the upper echelon? When you talk about a player like Hank Aaron, who has 3,700 hits and over 700 home runs, is he ever going to be that guy?
No, I have his number. I pulled up his number because I wanted to see. He has an 80 WAR exactly right now.
Well, that's going to he's in the Hall of Fame now. If he never plays again, he's
333 career homers, a 303 career batting average, 203 steals, over 1,000 runs scored, 863 RBI, a 1,002, that's 1.002 career OPS, a 176 OPS plus. And the only blemish on his career, never won a playoff game. That's not all his fault.
Didn't hit in that sweep to the Kansas City Royals. He didn't hit either.
Yeah, his stats in that playoff, he was 1 for 12 in that series it was a solo home run.
That is really tough in baseball to put an entire team on one player. It really is. But at some point, I think there was an article last night, and it was real late, and I was looking at The Athletic where they were talking about, Trout's like, hey, we work hard, we do this, we did, but you just see that the Angels just don't have it every single year. And that's why I've brought up the discussion. I think it's at least legitimate to discuss when you look at Shohei Ohtani on a team that's now 12 and a half games back, and one night he hits 2 home runs. 2 days later, he strikes out 10. You go, hey, no one else can do that. But you go, wait a minute. When they lost 14 straight, was that one off the franchise record, or did that tie the franchise record?
That's a good question. I don't remember
whatever. They lost
14 straight, yeah.
They lost 14 straight. They were hell on wheels. Everybody's talking about them being in the postseason. Ohtani hit 209 and had 2 bad starts. He did 0 for them in those 14 games. And in those 14 games, you sunk my battleship. Their season was over.
Yeah,
so when they needed you most, they now that you're hitting 2 bombs in a game and striking out 10 the next day, your season's over. It doesn't matter. When they needed you most, Trout and Ohtani did nothing during that 14-game losing streak. They both were bad.
I was going to go somewhere.
And some people will say what I'm saying is not fair. But, okay, so Aaron Judge continues to carry his team day after day after day. Well, he doesn't pitch. But, yeah, he's doing it for a team that's winning every day.
We were talking about a team, not to change, but I just got the notification. They were down 5-0, and they came back to win the game 7-6 on a Yordan Alvarez solo home run to win it on a walk-off. The Astros won again. Down 5-0 against Kansas City. They came back to win again. They're running. I asked the question last time we were here. Buying or selling the AL West is over. That was like 2 weeks ago. Now it's even, 13.5 now their lead is over Texas because Texas lost today?
Okay. Here, I'm going to do something real simple for Cody. It's called math and history. I'm going to give you math and history.
You're going to give me outliers.
1973, the New York Mets on July 4th. 1973, where were you?
Negative 15 years old.
I was 1 year old.
Remember that this team went to the World Series.
They were in 11.5 games back. That's the largest anyone has ever been back on the 4th of July and come back to win their division. 11.5. Second is your Oakland Athletics. In 2012, the Athletics were 10.5 games back, and they did the famous comeback to reel in the Rangers last day of the year. Right now, where we stand, I have the numbers.
I can update it for you, too, after you're done.
Mariners came into today down 13.5.
Now 14.
Rangers 13.5.
Now it's 14.5 because they lost and the Astros won.
Angels 15.5.
Now 16.
So your question really should be, can any of the AL West teams have the biggest comeback in the history of Major League Baseball from July 4th on? And the answer is
no.
I'm selling will not happen.
Yeah, the Mariners are 39-42. They're playing a lot better as of late. The Angels are 7 under. The Rangers is blew a game today to Baltimore on a walk-off. Wait for it. First time in Orioles history, a walk-off hit by pitch. That's how the Orioles won the game. Adley Rutschman tied it in the 9th. Another impressive rookie. They've been playing well since he came up. But, yeah, I think that one's done.
We won't do buying. We'll do an over and under. Over and under 1 home run in the next 3 days for Matt Chapman.
Over.
You think it's more than 1 home run?
You know what? Push. I'll say 1. He'll get 1.
No. Over under. It wasn't over under push. It was
over.
over under.
Over.
Okay. I'm going under.
Okay, we'll see.
Let's go. 3 days against the Blue Jays.
By the way, Vladdy was just taking batting practice. My God. Vladdy hits the ball hard.
Who?
He really does hit the ball hard.
I don't care who your dad is. I don't care if Dante Bichette was your dad. I don't care if Craig Biggio was your dad. Bring it, Blue Jays. Now they're an exciting team. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that. We used to call them the baby Jays. They're not babies anymore. So I got to get out of here, right?
Correct.
All right. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching A's Cast Live. The great Dan Schulman stopped by from the Toronto Blue Jays. We had Stephen Piscotty. We had Glenn Kuiper, the face of A's baseball on television. Now, quickly, Ken Korak stopped by, but we're not going to count that because Ken's coming back tomorrow.
Correct. We're supposed to have Chappie tomorrow at some point.
That was just like a little warm-up set.
Yeah. So,
and Matt Chapman will join us tomorrow. What time's the show tomorrow?
Back to our normal time, 4 to 5:20-ish.
Back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Matt Chapman, Ken Korak. Who else?
Hopefully Emo.
And Scott Emerson. Thank you, everybody, for listening. What are we going to play here?
The Build with Dave Cavill.
The Build with Dave Cavill. Ooh, about the big vote with the port. And I'll be back in about 10 with A's Total Access, brought to you by Chevron. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching to A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone.